Hello to all my space cadets. It is AD with Kayxztarot, and I'm going to be doing your zodiac reading. This is if you are a Leo. You can be a Western Leo sun or a Western Leo moon or a sidereal Vedic Leo rising or a sidereal Vedic Leo moon, okay? The reason why this matters is because at the end of the reading, I am going to be doing an astrological analysis. It's going to be based into sidereal Vedic placements, so it could be different from what you're hearing in mainstream, but I find it to be extremely accurate, and so I want to share this perspective with you. So without any further ado, Leos, let's go ahead and hop straight into your reading so we don't run out of time. All right, so let's go. Let's see what's going on with our Leos. I'm very, very excited. Yeah. So, yeah, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You can have up to potentially like 3 different readings from me a month, which is pretty good. All right, so we're starting off with Temperance. Really funny. Aries had Temperance in the first row too, so I love it when we see some similarities. But with this particular Temperance card, I'm getting that things are coming together. So we got Sagittarius energy. And also, I'm not sure, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and I want to say that's Capricorn. Ooh. All right. The Hermit card. The Two of Wands. The Six of Swords. I think that my voice might be in and out, so I think I'm losing my voice a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. The Six of Swords in the middle of the deck. The Moon card. The Three of Cups. Okay. And 2 more cards for our Leos. So your cards came out very, very quickly, so I'm curious about this message. I can't even register what it is because they came out so fast. So give me a second. One more card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. I love how the Queen of Pentacles came to stop the chaos. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is like, okay, we're done with that. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Wow, we have the Death card at the bottom of the deck. So even more transformative scorpionic energy. So major changes are coming in for you, Leo, is what I'm getting absolutely from the rip. And I do think that this is growth and honestly maturity. And so what gets me to say that is this middle line. Notice how we start off with the Princess, Six of Swords, moving on to the Queen. So this is absolute growth, and I want to say discipline. I feel like there's something that you've been wanting to improve, like self-improve on, and you're doing that. It could involve health. With the Hermit card here, Virgo energy, 6th house. So you could be looking at your health in a more serious way. You could be like, you know, I'm really going to be, eat different. I'm going to start cooking more. Or you could be doing something, especially with finances, resources. Like I'm going to actually learn how to invest and work with my money instead of work against my money. You know what I'm saying? Being responsible. You know, sometimes being responsible is spending a whole bunch of money. You know, you never know. But in this case, I feel like it's on the less is more side. And that's major coming from a Leo, right? You know, that's the major work. So now let me give me a second to actually look at the cards. But I got that very strongly. Temperance, the Two of Wands, to the Three of Cups. So there's something here about expansion. You guys could be meeting, talking to, making new friendships, partnerships. For some of you guys, it could be like an old friendship. I'm getting really specifically. It's having kind of a power struggle. You guys are wanting different things and you're equally as strong as one another. I do think that by the end of this time period, and this time period is when the sun is going to be in sidereal Aquarius. So this is from like mid-February to mid-March. So I think my readings are going to be mid because that's when we have the most astrological changes. That's just a side note, but if you hit subscribe and hit that notification bell, you'll catch every reading. Anyways, so we have the Three of Cups here. So I do feel like there's a power struggle that's going to be brought in, but I do think that at the end of the day, towards mid-March, it'll loosen up and you guys will be back on the same page. So just be mindful. And I want to say stand your ground, but also respect where this person is coming from because they actually have a different perspective from you that is equally as valid even though you guys are seeing it from two different angles. So if this doesn't deal with a friendship, this could be in a relationship, a partnership, anything where you're collaborating with the Three of Cups there. But I do want to say that you're right, Leo, in this case, because, you know, a Leo is always right. Am I right? But this person could also be right. So you're going to want to find some sort of middle ground, okay? And if you can't, then Spirit is suggesting to, you know, take a break from this situation, follow your own intuition before you come to any really specific conclusions with this Moon card here. So I'm all over the place. So I just imagine that this time period, Leo, is going to be a lot of pushing and pulling, a lot of tugging of war, but it is going to force you to look inside of yourself. It is going to force you to really reflect on what it is that you actually want and understand that your opinion is very important, but learning that other people's opinions matter too, and that is where the maturity comes from, is not necessarily being, I don't want to say diplomatic, but learning to be patient with other people, right? With the Queen of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles there. A lot of Virgo energy. So you could also be looking at really digging into certain details. And if you are watching this as a sidereal Leo, then chances are you definitely have Virgo in your chart. So you could be Western Virgos watching this. So this still resonates. But yeah, I imagine that you are going to have to respond back to this situation with maturity and with grace and with elegance, because that's your gift, right? Leo, grace, elegance, the hair, the mane, you know? So in order to actually be your most powerful self, Spirit is telling you to take a little bit of a step back and hear this person out, see where they're coming from, and then decide on the best way to move forward. So yeah, there was a lot of emphasis on that. So let me tune back in and get back into the reading. So let's look. We got from your outer influences, we have Temperance, the Hermit, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. There's like an equal give and take about you wanting to be alone, but you also wanting to be social. So a bit of you wants to party. You want to go out, meet people, celebrate. But then a part of you really wants to be mindful of your money, be mindful of what you're putting into your body. So there is going to be a little bit of a balance here, is what I'm getting. So your outer influence is kind of at war with one another. You're getting all these invitations on one end, but at the same time, you're like, I really just want to mind my business. I think you're going to have to say yes to some and say some no to things to others, right? You're going to have to do both. Take it a day at a time for this next period of time, because I feel like you are definitely wanting to kind of go inward, but because you're such a typical social person, everybody's still expecting you to be on. So you can't just like disappear because you have a reputation to uphold, you know, Leo? So yeah, for some of you guys with the Six of Swords in the middle, you could definitely be traveling. And the thing about it is, if you end up traveling, you might not even tell anybody. You might just go off by yourself just to take a moment and then come back. So for some of you, it could be that extreme, where you do end up disappearing for a little bit, and then by the time you get back, you're rejuvenated, and then you want to hop back into the scene, okay? So it just depends on where you are in that spectrum. As far as your inner influences, we have the Two of Wands, the Princess of Pentacles, the Moon card, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is that difficult inner turmoil that I'm kind of talking about. I feel like it's being reflected in your friendships, but it's also happening within yourself. You're like, what is it that I want? How can I stabilize my emotions, my confusions? What can I do with what I have in order to get what I want? How can I establish and lay ground roots? So this is a major month for you as far as you just looking inward. And as far as you really starting to plant those seeds within yourself that you want to nurture. And then you're going to be moving forward, okay? I love this. You're going to be moving forward with the Six of Swords. A lot of Aquarius energy, which is your opposite. So in the middle of this reading. And so that's kind of like why you're deciding how much do you want to be a Leo versus how much do you want to be, you know, kind of in that Aquarius collective energy, right? You are two sides of the same coin. So in order for you to feel your most Leo self, you have to have an audience to perform in front of. But now at this point in time, you need to take a break. You need to restore before you can go back and perform from the audience, because there's some things that you need to ask yourself. There's some conversations that you need to have with yourself at this moment of time. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is to kind of shut out everybody for a little bit. Okay. Because I do think that your relationships are just going to feel kind of stressful and strained, and you're going to want to just break away. You're going to want to break away for a little bit. So yeah, that's really what I see. And even with the Death card being at the bottom of the deck from before, the 8th house is very private, secretive energy. So you're just retreating into yourself, and we're going to look to see how this appears astrologically, but that is the strongest message that I'm getting for you, Leo. So now let's go ahead and move into the Lenormand portion of your reading. We're going to be looking at your heart, mind, and your actions for the month. So your heart, hey, love it. Your heart is really full of joy, abundance. Again, you could be getting more money. You could be getting more job. You're just feeling more comfortable when it comes to your 3D reality. Stunning. You deserve it. You earned it. You've worked for it. And maybe that's perhaps why you want to just spend some time alone, because you're like, dang, I got this money now, or I'm feeling more comfortable and I just need to take a break. I've been working so hard. I just need to calm down so I can re-get my thoughts together, because I feel like in your heart of hearts, you know that you're feeling super fulfilled. I couldn't think of a lovelier combination to come out in a heart space. So let's see what's on your mind. Ooh. So we got clouds, and we have man. Interesting. So the man is a neutral card. So I want to pull just another card. So for some of you guys, like I said, this is dealing with a relationship or friendship of some sort. Some of you could be dealing with a one-on-one relationship, another person, or like a boss character. But your mind is focused on, I honestly want to say, how other people perceive you. Your perception, your image, what people think of you, what people project onto you. This is what's kind of fogging you up, because in your heart, you know that you're right. You know that you're full of joy. You know that it's going to work out. But at the same time, because there's these disagreements, because there's like this fiery masculine energy, you're kind of like, am I being misunderstood? Yep. Yeah. So there is a little bit of confusion, miscommunication with a friend. I see that very, very strongly with the dog here. So I want to say, don't react too quickly right now, my Leo people, because it hasn't been settled yet. You know, I don't think that you can draw a conclusion quite yet. You know, that's it, because it's just cloudy. And then we have Rider for your actions. So we love to see that forward movement. So some of you guys could definitely be traveling. And even birds, yeah. So some of you guys are going to be traveling, or a word is going to be traveling, message is going to be traveling. This is a very communicative time for you. And I think that that's where the issue kind of comes in, because you're talking more, you're spending more time, you're exerting more energy than you've had to in a long time, and you're tired. By the time it's all said and done, you're like, whew, I've been talking all day. I don't want to talk anymore. I ain't got no more talk. And then we have the moon card again. So this is just talking about your intuition, illumination. The moon is a very soft, beautiful energy here. And I'm being drawn to this bunny rabbit. And so I want to say, like, take some tea time. Take a little me time to balance out this energy. Because if you don't, you could easily feel overwhelmed, and you'll want to, like, run away. But you don't need to run away. You just need to communicate what you feel. And when I say communicate, I'm talking about listening too. Listening is possibly the most important part of communication. And it's the thing that people do the least, is freaking listen. Am I right? So to my Leo's people, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Listen. You know, listen to what your friend is saying. Understand that, you know, you guys are both right. You're just having a misinterpretation of what everybody's saying. Take your ego out of it, and let this communication comes in towards you. So I do feel like there is going to be some great communication that comes in after a little bit of a fog. So this reading will probably hit you a lot better towards mid-March, like I was talking about, is when things will clear up. But the only way that things are going to clear up is if you're open and honest in your communication, while also maintaining a loving energy and a patient energy with that Queen of Pentacles, like I said before. This is not your time to roar. You know, this is a soft purr. This is a soft purr. And then on another hand, you could have some really good news come in from a boss, come in from a male friend. It could be a job opportunity. It could be some illumination, insight. So you could also be reconnecting with somebody, a friend that you haven't heard from for a while, or just have a really pleasant conversation with somebody. Yeah, so the clouds is the only thing that's a little bit challenging. It's the only thing that's a little bit fuzzy. It's right on top of the moon card. So this is a time to really have faith, to have trust in the process, to don't expect any outcome, Leo, and just kind of go with the flow. I know that's hard. You're a fixed energy. It's hard. I'm another fixed energy. I'm Aquarius. I'm the opposite of you, but two sides of the same coin. So even though it's a little foggy right now, there's so much positivity surrounding this. You're just going to have to maintain faith and continue to follow your intuition. And when you get overwhelmed, take a break, take a step back, recalibrate with yourself, recalculate with yourself, and see how everything kind of unfolds for you, okay? So now we're going to move into your oracle reading, your oracle cards. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the description box so you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And also, Leo, I have been working my butt off to get my first EP done. That is available on streaming services. So if you have any extra time and if you want to support your girl, please check it out. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. It deals with romance, love. It's like an R&B kind of vibey energy. So I hope that you enjoy it. So that's my little shameless plug, guys. But like I said, emotional manipulation, if you love me, then you'll check out this project because music is my heart and soul, okay? Now back to your reading, but I just want to let you know that that's happening. And yeah, again, I'm going to be dropping that link in the description box and also in the comment section. So yeah, let's get it. So your oracles, nothing is set in stone. Yes, perfect. I mean, great. Awesome. That's what we've been saying. There's nothing that's set, the clouds to the moon card. But all you can do is work with people and listen to the communication and listen to those around you and listen to yourself. Listen to your own intuition to navigate through this fog, through these kind of unsettled waters, because you're on track. The Six of Swords, great card to be in the middle, Leo. You're on track. It's just there's other factors that are playing into it that you can't see right now. Your angels have something in store for you that you cannot see right now. You are definitely in the dark, but you are meant to be in the dark right now because you're meant to focus on yourself and you're meant to realign with yourself. So nothing is set in stone. So don't get tied to a specific outcome. Like I said, with the fixed energy, don't get tied to a specific outcome. Stay fluid. Ask your angels. And look, and the fate. So fate is at play here. Work, your angels are at work here. And I think that your prayers have certainly been heard. But this is a time to let spirit guide you through this fogginess and through this misunderstandingness. Because again, like we first started, you are maturing. It's just the time to mature. And that's not an insult as if the previous you wasn't real. I just got like a, you know, like an image of a fruit, right? It's just like, you can't pick a banana before it's done. You know, what green banana phase is equally as important to the yellow banana phase. And I know that they are freaking engineered. So we're not getting into that conversation, but for the sake of this conversation, it's like it has to go through that green banana phase in order to mature, to be ripe, to be ready to be plucked and picked. And even this, I'm kind of getting like this ripe to be plucked, ripe to be picked. So do not discredit your journey or how you've been able to evolve through this, because even you're not set in stone. You're still growing. You're still learning. But take this time to trust in your experiences. Take this time to trust in your own inner knowing and in your power to be grounded and to be a true leader in this sense. And don't let people, friends, don't let bosses, people who are just, you know, clashing your egos, spaces, don't let them overwhelm you. Just take a step back. This transit will end. You'll be feeling your lively self. But sometimes Even the hostess with the mostest has to take a break, okay? So now we're going to move into the astrological portion. And so this is what I was talking about, that my placements are going to be a little bit different than what's happening in mainstream astrology. But I do find this to just be a little bit more accurate. So again, if you are a Western Leo, you can stick around for this. You would just be making Leo your first house. So that's the way the placements will still apply. But let's get into it. And again, just a friendly reminder, if you like, share, and subscribe, you get possibly 3 different readings from me, because you will watch for your sun, your moon, and your rising, depending on, you know, what system you like. All right, so moving to Leo. Leo, the sun will be entering Aquarius, your 11th house, on February 13th. You may find you and your partnerships are having quite a few misunderstandings and ego clashes. This is typical with this transit because your house of partnerships, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I cannot read my handwriting, y'all. I'm so sorry. Few misunderstandings. Blah, 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 blah. Let's take it from the top. All right. The sun will be entering Aquarius, your 11th, your 7th house, on February 13th. You may find you and your partnerships are having quite a few misunderstandings and ego clashes. This is typical with this transit because it is in your house of partnerships. The sun will be conjunct with Jupiter, so please refrain from taking issues with your partner to the max. Stay calm and try to reach a resolution. If you're not in a partnership, this could deal with contracts and the law. Remain peaceful in the chaos. Balance will eventually be restored. As Venus and Mars stay conjunct but move into the sign of Capricorn in your 6th house, you could focus in on your health and beauty and workout routine. Discipline yourself and you'll get the outcome and reward you're seeking. Be patient with yourself and co-workers when it comes to your daily routines. You may find yourself in a love-hate relationship, but remember, you always catch more flies with honey. Mercury will be joining the sun and Jupiter in your 7th house on March 6th. Please be mindful of working with others. Don't let your ego blind you from collaboration. Strong emphasis on relationships for sure. Guys, and just so you know, I wrote all of this before I got into the cards and you saw me pre-shuffle. So that is just the power of astrology. That's the power of tarot. That's the power of being tuned in. Do you understand me? Okay. I love when that happens because that's exactly the reading that we gave. And I promise you, I did this yesterday and I did not even look over it before we started because I just knew that it was going to work out. So, yeah, so cool. I just love when that happens, guys. That's why I do what I do. That's what I do, because spirit is just so powerful and magnificent, and we get to see all of this come together. So what is the moral of the story, Leos? Play nicely with others. Play fairly with others, okay? Be open to collaboration. That is how you're going to get what you want. Do not take any of the misunderstandings that you have to heart because both of you are actually right. So you're going to have to put on your listening ears. You're going to have to be patient. And if you do find yourself getting overwhelmed, the best thing that you can do in this situation is to take a step back before you say something that you will regret. It's not that serious. These transits are going to move. The partnership is just particularly strained right now, but this is not a bad thing. It happens. That's why we love astrology, because it gives us a heads up. That's why we love tarot, because it gives us a heads up so we can respond better than we would if we didn't have the knowledge. So now that I'm telling you that this person's going to get on your nerves, and your coworkers, right, is going to get on your nerves, but you cannot be upset with them because you already know that they're going to get on your nerves. How are you going to respond? Like the Queen of Pentacles. And again, just bringing out that emphasis on your health, care, your routine with all that Virgo energy. We saw that because your Mars and Venus are going to be in your 6th house. So we love that. We love when astrology works out. So yeah, Leos, that is absolutely what I got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, please, please, please check out my music if you get some time. I ain't too proud to beg, and I'm begging you to check out my music because I love it and it's good, and I promise you that I can sing. I promise you. You might not dig it. You know, I can't promise that you'll dig it, but I can say that I do hit notes, okay? So just check that out if you have any extra time. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and tie it up there. Thank you so much, Leos, guys. Peace until... Oh, wait, no, we're not done because I did not give you an emoji. Give me a star. Drop a star because you're always a star, right? So drop a star if this resonated for you, my Leo people. Guys, thank you so much. Peace until next time.